So you play another game that has
Oh
a story, and that it's a sequel to a critically acclaimed game, and I think it came out like a year or so after the first one, and
yeah.
that is something like that, right? Rise of the Golden Idol.
Yeah. So the idol from the first game, it's back. It's cursing people. Uh, it's cursing people. It's the 70s. And that's the kind of the extent of it. If you've played the first game, you know how this works. You click around, you find words that are like keys,
Mhm.
and then you fill out a word puzzle, and it kind of like unfolds from there, which it's like very it sounds simple, which it is, but it's also very in depth of how you
Okay.
have to like click around and find things and then be like, oh, I found this word and I can use this to unlock this, to find this word, to use this to fill out my journal. You have a journal that will tell you like kind of like it'll set up the crime scene,
Mhm.
and so you can fill out the words, and you have to fill them out correctly or the game won't go forward. So you have to find clues and put words in there. The
Hmm.
first game, I think, does it a lot better. I don't think this game is worse in any way, but it's just that charm from the first game isn't here because I think it's maybe because, oh, I've played this before, right? But
Mm.
also maybe it's the time setting that it's in. The modern is like
Oh,
there.
interesting.
You go through 20 different kind of cases, and you're this kind of like 70s detective, and everything's a little like wacky and like weird. It has like really extreme like what's the right word here? They're extreme British like 70s like secret agent
Hmm.
stuff, like humor, like that, like really weird specific brand of humor, like kind of like Austin Powers type stuff. It's just like it's kind of it's a little like, oh, I could do without that. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just I like the first game a lot more. I like
Mm.
the first game. I think the setting in the first game was really cool. It was like colonial America, and it was like a cursed idol. Whoa, that's cool. And this is like, oh, it's back, and it's the 70s. But yeah, it's kind of a hard game to recommend to people because it's like you have to be a specific type of person to like this kind of a game. But if you like story games and
Hmm.
detective games and you played the first game, I don't see why you wouldn't like or want to play this one. If it's your
So like
first
more of the
time,
same? Is that like more of the same? Is kind of what you're saying?
yeah,
Different
it's
settings.
kind of more of the same. I just don't think the setting and the story in this one is as interesting as the first one,
Oh, that's compelling. Got it.
mostly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
They did
but yeah,
announce
if
that
you're,
there's like story DLC coming and a bunch of other things coming.
that's just, I don't know. That just doesn't
Hmm.
work. I don't think it
Hmm.
works for this. The
Okay.
first game was like so singular. It just came out and was like boom, like
Hmm.
everyone was playing it. It was like
Yeah.
highly critically reviewed game, and then this one's coming out. And it's like, okay,
Mhm.
but there is a demo, so if you want
Yeah.
to check it out,
And
um,
if you have Netflix, you can download this game for free. This and the
yeah,
original one, the first one for free through Netflix on mobile
yep.
platforms. So that works.